Greetings YouTube, Fuzz here, welcome back to Star Ocean 4, and the first thing we're going to do today is start handing in quests that we've been completing over the past few episodes. So most of the quests now should be done from Tatroy, Trop and Astral City. We have been completing them, as I say, throughout these past few episodes, and if you've been keeping up with me, then you should have been too. But I will just be showing you the NPCs again, so that you can hand these in. So over here in Tatroy, first of all, which is where the Coliseum is located, which is why I'm still here, you'll want to head over to the Twin Bookshop if you haven't already, and inside you can speak to Fez, who is happy that his brother's now returned, and he'll give you the end of the quest with the rewards for the missing brother. I've already done that myself, so I can't actually show you the end of the quest, but rest assured, this is the dude you need to speak to. Right, next up then, we're going to head over to Astral City. There's a quest we can hand in over there. I'll show you which one that is, in case you've already done it. Save making the journey, if you have. And it's this one here, the musical mending quest, and this is the one that required us to repair the music box, which we did back on the Kaunas some time ago, so I'm going to head over there next. In Astral City then, just outside the inn here, we're going to go ahead and speak to, it's one of these girls if I remember. If for whatever reason you haven't repaired the music box, you can do it on the Kaunas. All you require is a single repair kit, along with the quest item itself. So it's a very easy quest to complete. And for whatever reason you don't have any repair kits, you can purchase those from Tatroy from the Toolara store. And they're not very expensive either. So just make sure you stock up on them. Okay, there we go. We get a recipe for our reward there. Oh, that reminds me, before we go and hand in the rest of the quests, which are going to be in Trop now, so a bit of a journey to make, but good to get them done. I'm just going to show you the skills. A few people have been asking to see where I am with my skills. You can see what I've given to which characters, and also the fact that I've just maxed them all out. I've shown you a few grinding spots in previous episodes, but don't feel like you need to have all your skills maxed out at this point. I just like to do so, just to save some time later on, but it's not essential by any stretch of the imagination. And just pause the video if you want to, see any of those particular pages of skills there for any length of time. I'm just going to go through them. And there we go, back to Edge. Right, over to Trop. Actually, scrap that for a moment. There's still a couple of other new quests we can do in Astral City and Tatroy before we actually leave these areas. So first of all, the lemon juice, which we did make in the previous episode, or the one before, I can't remember which, is going to be used at this point. So we're going to speak to this guy here in Astral, just next to the boat. And this is the Woozy Man, who's going to suggest that he's going to need something from us. No surprise there, I would suggest to you. I mean, let's be fair, a lot of people need things in this game from us, don't they? Anyway, this is going to, as I say, require the lemon juice. And if for whatever reason you still don't have the lemon juice, then you can get it quite easily. You can learn it with Raimi and, I'm trying to think who else it is. Limo. It's Raimi and Limo. Pair them together and you'll learn the recipe if you haven't already, but you probably have. And you just need lemons, which you can find at the harvest points around the area, and also natural water, which you can just buy from the Whole Heart Food Shop, I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is that one. But as you can see, nothing else to it. There we go. Right, now we're going to take a detour back in Tatroy and do the quests that I mentioned there as well, before we then do finally go back to Trop, where we've got 3 quests to hand in. Okay, so there's some interesting quests here in Tatroy. First thing we want to do is head to the northeast, and in the building right at the very end, which is the mansion. And we're going to speak to the sole occupant of the mansion, who is just over the west side here, so turn right as you come in. And this will be the mischievous woman. And the mischievous woman has quite a strange request. Her daughter, Puffy, wants to go and fight in the Coliseum. Unfortunately, the mischievous woman here doesn't seem to think that her daughter is going to be able to accomplish a whole lot by doing so. However, that's where we come in. So she wants us to go to the Coliseum and accept the challenge of Puffy, which is the name of her daughter, and she wants us to lose. So we have to throw the match on purpose in order to complete this quest. Okay, so how do you do this? Well, obviously, you just stand there and do nothing, and the match is going to be lost. The problem is that Puffy absolutely sucks at fighting. She really does. Hence the reason why the mum wants you to throw the match, otherwise she's got no chance. So what you are going to want to do here, this is a solo fight. Well, just bear with me one moment, my mouse is playing up. Oh, that was annoying, sorry about that. Right, so this is a solo fight. You want your weakest character, and in particular, whoever they are, you're going to want to remove their armour from them. So for me, I think Limo will do the job nicely. And we're just going to go ahead and remove her armour. The reason for that is, of course, we're just going to be removing her defence. And we'll go ahead and speak to Lucy, who's automatically going to tell us about the challenge that's been made our way. Choose your weak character, in my case, Limo here. And then you're going to see on the right-hand side that the opponent is Miss Puffy's lovely girl. And we want the strategic set. And the reason for that is because of the gamble berries. If you don't know what gamble berries do, well, you'll see in a moment's time. So they either are going to help us, or they're going to hinder us, hence the name gamble berries. So again, you don't have to use Limo, just use the character with the weakest defence and lowest amount of health. Right, so the battle starts, and immediately we're going to cast these gamble berries, which either have a chance to fully restore all our health or kill us. Obviously, we want the latter. But in my experience, you're far more likely to get the heal than you are to get the negative effect, which in this case would be the positive effect. Yeah, there we go. So if you don't get the negative effect with the gamble berries, and you heal both times, you've got a choice to make. You can either restart or reload your game. By the way, you can save at the Coliseum, so reloading shouldn't be a big deal. Or, in fact, you don't need to reload. Yeah, you do. You'd have to quit and then reload. Or you could stay in the fight, and then you'd just have to play it out and do nothing, basically, and just try and take as much damage as you can. But if you've got quite a bit of health, even on your weakest character, then it could take a substantial amount of time, unfortunately, in order to actually lose that battle. I'm talking about like 10 minutes or so. So you're much better off if you can get the gamble berries to work, as they did just there, which was my first attempt. I mean, I know it was my second cast of gamble berries, but I didn't reload or anything is what I meant. Right, before we head back to the mother there, we're going to head down into the bunny racing area and speak to this person. This is the chatty bunny trainer. And for this quest, which is called the Listless Bunny, we are going to require an item, a stamina pie. But I did show you how to get stamina pies previously. You get them from the Windswept Inn in the city of Trop, or the village of Trop, whatever that place is. So you should be able to hand this one in immediately. And this is an interesting quest as well, because this is the quest we need to do to actually get our own bunny. Now, the reason you want your own bunny is to race it. If you're not interested in racing bunnies, then obviously this quest won't have to be a priority for you. But for the sake of completion, you'll probably want to get it done anyway. There we have it, the Listless Bunny is complete. And of course we get our party skill points and experience as well. And now we can speak to the clerk at the desk and enter our bunny into a race, if we so forthwith. Right then, let's head back out of the Coliseum for now, make our way back to the mansion. And there will be a follow-up quest. As a matter of fact, there's 3 quests in this particular chain. So the first quest is to throw that match, as you just saw. Okay, so there we have it. The first quest is complete. And now what we want to do in order to trigger the next quest is to leave this house and then turn around and go straight back in. Nice and simple. And I believe that should spawn the daughter. Yeah, there we go. Right, so the second quest, Puffy's Rage, is going to involve another battle at the Coliseum. This time it's a team battle, and as you probably guessed, we do have to try our best at this one, okay? We have to win it in order to complete the quest. So I recommend using a team that has some symbiology involved with it, so Limo and Muriel are good characters for this one. And that's because there's some quite nasty foes that are going to just slaughter your melee characters if you're not paying attention. I'm going to risk not saving, but let's just go ahead and sort out our party here. So Limo is one of my weakest characters, as you just saw, but we're going to go ahead and include her in the lineup here. And I think we're just going to go and sort her armour out as well, since I took it off previously. Oh, she needs healing as well. Okay, so I'm all prepared now, and I recommend you be as well. And it doesn't really matter, to be honest, which set you go for. I'll go for curative set, just in case we need any healing or MP restoration. And this will be Miss Puffy's team that you're up against. And as I say this time, do not throw the fight, or you'll have to go up against it again. So use your symbol users against the big rock guys here, and hopefully keep them from doing a whole lot. You can see it's quite a bit of health to deplete here, but keep everyone at range as much as possible anyway, and you shouldn't have too much of a hard time. Looks like they're just about going down here. Ah. Watch out for those rush modes, as always. And final lovely rock. What kind of name is that for an enemy? Lovely rock. There we go. Oh no, thought it was dead then, it wasn't. There it is. Oh, some nice experience there. That would have been nice with a full blue bonus board. So, no surprise then, we need to head all the way back to the mansion in order to hand that quest in and pick up the next. Edge is looking a little bit worn out now, isn't he? I mean, he shouldn't be. He hasn't even been in any of these battles. Anyway, once we've completed that quest, we do have to leave and come back in before the third and final quest in this particular chain will trigger for us. So we'll go ahead once more and speak to Miss Puffy. And this is going to be the third battle. And once again, we are going to have to beat it in order to complete the quest. And I recommend just keeping the same team as well that you used in the last one. So if that worked for you, then you should find that it'll work for you again in this particular battle. And again, I'm going to go for the curative set. This is Miss Puffy's Elite Guard. So we'll see what these are like exactly in a moment. And the teams are off. Just watch out if you have a bonus board, because some of these guys can break it quite easily. Although if you've been doing this quest in succession, you probably won't have a bonus ward, because the first fight will almost certainly break it, the one where you have to throw. So just laying on the symbioology here. Well, the spells and stuff. The skills, whatever you want to call them. Keeping an eye on Miracle there. Oh dear. That was close. Like I said, the melee fighters are really going to take the brunt of it in this battle, so just be aware of that. Let's throw some MP restoration around this place. I think this is the last one. Yeah, there we go.
I could have done this all by myself.
Oh, look at that experience. Beautiful.
I swear to use this power in the name of justice.
Okay. So we've done everything we need to do for the quest now, except hand it in, so let's go back. Unfortunately, despite the fact we've just gone through 3 battles here, there's nothing hugely exciting in terms of a reward for this particular quest line. However, we do get that nice amount of experience, so we can account that as the reward as well, can't we? There we go. And we still get some party skill points as well, which is never a bad thing. Right, so there's no more quests now from Puffy or her mother. So what we're going to do now actually is head back to Trop, where, as I mentioned earlier, there's 3 quests we can go ahead and hand in. But before you do go back, you might just want to rest up, especially if that previous battle was hard on your team, so that you don't get absolutely slaughtered out in the desert area. Just before we head back to Trop, I'm sorry guys, I've had to put my fan on because it's so hot in this room, so you might hear that in the background. But before we head back to Trop, I've just stopped by at the counter because I didn't quite have enough of the otherworldly cuisine that we needed for the quest. We actually need 3, I only had 2. I'm not sure why that was actually. I must have just not crafted enough. But I'll show you the item anyway. It's very easy to create. They're the ingredients that you need. You can actually purchase the vinegar, so you haven't got to worry about farming that. And the rotten fish you can collect from the crabs on the beach in this planet of Roic. So all of these ingredients you should have anyway, but just in case, I'll just show you what they are there. But the reason I wanted to show you this, the reason we've come back here and I've started recording again, is I want to show you an item which you might be able to craft now for phase actually. If we go to Smithery, the elastic rapier is a very, very powerful item. And as you can see, it's got 737 attack. And the rune saber is also very powerful. It has less attack, but has a huge amount of int. And you can actually make sure you've got all of the ingredients as well by this point in the game. The one thing you might be lacking is steel, and you'll need to get coal in order to create steel. And you can just create steel from the item creation here as well. So the coal is collected around the Purgatorium area, but you can always head back to the counters and reset those mining points if you need to. I'm going to go ahead here, I think, and actually craft the, make sure I do the right one, yep, the elastic rapier for that huge amount of damage that we're going to get, hopefully anyway, for phase. And I've got all the other items that we need now. So I just wanted to show you that. I wasn't going to show you, but then I thought, no, best in case people see me with that weapon. They might want to know how I got it. And look at the boost we're getting with this particular item here. Attack goes from 412 to 1059, and a boost to our other stats as well. So definitely worth it, in my opinion. But I'll leave that up to you whether you want to craft that. I'm going to take the arduous journey now back to Trop, and I'll see you there. Okay, finally we're back in Trop. And there's a few people that we need to speak to hand these quests in. The first is this woman. She's just north of the inn. the overweight woman, and she's the one that's going to want the 3 of the otherworldly cuisines. So make sure you have all 3 before speaking to her here. And we get a nice amount of skill points for this, 50 to be precise. Next up, we're going to head over to this woman, the haughty girl. This is to finish the quest, Grooming is Essential, and we have to hand in the item we created that was the feathered comb. Okay, and we get the recipe for the anti-fog amulet as well for this one. And the third and final quest we're handing in Trop is over in the inn. And it's the second doll quest. This has been quite a lengthy quest, and it's taken us some amount of time to get it done completely. But there we have it. So for that one we were just handing in the wooden doll. And we get some more party skill points for that one as well. It was the exquisite wooden doll we was handing in on that occasion, by the way. But hopefully you've been following along and you were able to complete that one. Now the first quest that we did, the otherworldly diet, back in Trop here, by handing that quest in now, if we play for another 2 hours, doesn't matter if we save and quit in between, but as long as we get 2 hours of more playtime, so from this point 48:53 needs to be reading about 50:53. Once 2 hours have passed, another quest will become available to us. But we do, as I say, need to get those 2 hours of playtime underway, so we're not going to worry about that today. In fact, I am going to go ahead and finish the episode here, because even though it's not been hugely long from your guys' perspective, from mine, organising everything and running backwards and forwards, it's actually been about over an hour and a half in the making, so I do need to go and take a break at this point. The other thing that I want to mention to you is that we've pretty much done everything outside of any orders that you want to do and hand into shops. Pretty much done everything on this particular visit to Roark. And I know we've been here a long time, you're probably sick of this planet. So the good news is we will be moving on from the next episode. So between now and then, I would recommend just spending some time in the Coliseum, maybe completing a few shop orders as well. And then when we start the next episode, hopefully everyone will be ready, we'll all be good to go, and we'll be heading back to the Kaunas in order to start that one off. So thanks for stopping by today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, and come back soon as we continue on with Star Ocean 4. See you then.